What up, cut ups? This, I have to put this story time, even though it's a very real situation, I have to make it a story time because I really don't know how it's going to end up. So I'm going to be speaking hypothetically. I want you all to give me your feedback. Let me know what you think about the situation. Please listen and let me know what you think about the situation. Cat, get your, you're going to have to get your, move, shit. Anyway, it's dealing with abuse, mental and physical abuse. So stay tuned. Oh, y'all, a little irritated, but I'm gonna say that I grew up with this family, okay? And in this particular family, the father was he had a lot of issues. He was from the street, pretty much. It's pretty much from the street. And the mother, it was okay. I'm just gonna say it was a mother, a father, a son, and a daughter. 4 people in this family. The father was from the street. The mother was from the street, but at the same time, she was still, you know, she was in the working world too, okay? And, you know, they did what they could. They did what they could and, you know, and then some to raise their kids. I would say they did a pretty damn good job. But it was a lot of ups and downs. And I say that because the family, like I said, the daddy, he was a drug dealer, guys. Okay, he was a drug dealer. And definitely lived that type of life, that type of lifestyle. And it was inflicted, you know, on the children, on the wife, you know, and stuff like that, you know, and it was not always good. And me being the neighbor was able to see really closely what was going on, okay, with this family. So sometimes it would be late at night and I would hear screams, fighting, yelling, just confusion. And I would go over to my neighbor's house and just peek through the window just to see if I could see anything, you know? And I did. And it was just mostly, like I said, chaos, okay? So, excuse the siren, guys. But what happened was the father started to physically, let me get it right, first emotionally abuse the children. And I'm gonna say that because he used to come in late at night sometimes and the kids would have to get up and go to school and he would make them get up to learn life lessons. Like, that was not the right time to be learning life lessons knowing that you gotta get up and go to school, you know, and it's already like at 2, 3 in the morning, okay? So, valuable lessons, but still, wrong time. Timing was not good. But anyway, it was sort of kind of abuse, you know, to me, because you're up earlier than you need to be, and you need to get all your sleep. You're a child, and you need to go to school and function properly and all that type of stuff, which means that you have to get the proper amount of sleep. So if you don't get the proper amount of sleep, you might be affected in other ways and might make you act out or whatever. But you guys know what it's like when you don't have enough sleep and you're trying to focus. It's hard to do. So in my mind, I think these children went through a lot of emotional abuse, because that happened often where, you know, it was time to get up. When the daddy got home with his life skills or whatever, you know, drug dealing mentality, and coming home and trying to instill in his kids, you know, this, that, and the other. Now, don't get me wrong. I happened to hear some of those life lessons through the window. It was some good stuff. Valuable lessons. But the timing, like I said, once again, was just, it was wrong. It was the wrong time to be doing that. So eventually it progressed to physical abuse. Now, for some reason, and I think I know the reason, the father was always fighting on the mother and the son. The daughter was spared for some reason. And I noticed how when the dad would come around, how when he wanted to start getting physical, he would just create some type of chaos just to strike. And I just noticed that it was never at the daughter, though. It was always the mother and the son. And I think it's because the daughter just really was not fearful. She just wasn't scared. And the mother and the brother was. They were fearful. That's what I think. But what I'm trying to say is that these two children, this boy and this girl, they grew up with a lot of physical, well, not the girl, the mother and the daughter, the mother and the son grew up with a lot of, or had to deal with a lot of physical abuse, you know. The daughter more emotional, but it still was abuse. The bottom line is abuse, okay? So that will cause, for a lot of people, some type of dysfunction in the way they think and live and everything else. You know, it can affect some people in the worst ways sometimes. And to be honest, those children are grown up now. The dad is now deceased. The mother is still around. I hear she is a YouTuber and has a cooking show and really, really love to make videos. So I'm still just the outsider looking in, okay? But the brother, okay, that I was speaking about, now a grown man, started to abuse his little boy. It's just so ironic that he had a boy and a girl, you know, when he had kids. And he started to abuse him. I don't know how long it had been going on, but it just very recently got to my ears. And I just recently learned about this. And it's not going to work out, guys. Something has to be done, because you have a little boy here now who is going through physical abuse, and that's just not what should be happening. You know, this little boy, I'm going to say, is under the age of 10 years old. He's still a little boy. He cannot, you know, defend himself, and I feel like he needs people to advocate for him. So this situation is tough, because I was told last night, the mother happened to call me, you know, because I stayed in contact with this family, right? I was kind of like an extended family member, even though I live right next door. So I'm close with them still, okay? The mother called me last night and told me that she had talked to the little boy, and she got confirmation from him that he was being hit, and that this recent incident that just leaked was not the first time it happened. So this is where the situation becomes very touchy, because I'm attached to this little boy too. I'm attached to him. And I don't know what to do. Okay, so guys, I just don't know what to do about, the situation. This little boy is being abused, physically. I heard a long time ago he's being abused emotionally by his mother. And now it's physically by his father. And all I can see is that this little boy needs help. And somebody has to help him. So I'm being asked by the mother of this family that I told you all about, what could be done about the situation. I don't know. I really don't know. It's all unexpected. What can you do when you're around a person and that person is a parent and they make it seem like they're the perfect parent, like they do everything for their kid. The kid dresses well, he speaks well, he goes to school. I mean, he's kind of active outside of school with hobbies and recreation and stuff. And everything on the outside just looks so perfect. But on the inside, behind closed doors, the little boy is being abused. What do you do about a situation like that, especially if you're close to that child? What do you do as an outsider looking in? What do you do? Where do you start? Because I have no clue, and I have family members of the little boy and girl and the family that I talked about earlier. I got, like I said, I'm like an extended family of theirs, okay? Extended. So I have family members asking me what can be done. I don't know. I don't even have kids. But I don't think you have to have children to understand that a little child needs help, okay? That's on anyone who wants to help. I feel like it is. I don't think you should turn your back on the child. Obviously, they can't advocate for themselves. They cannot help themselves. So somebody has to do it. And if the mother and father is abusing this kid, what can be done? Because people know the obvious. If the little boy is taken away from his parents, what's going to happen? He's going to go into the system. Who's going to get him out? All of these questions and instances come up because, you can't just be ready to snap and do this and do that. And you can't do that. You got to think, and you have to think rationally. I know this much. And I just don't know what can be done about it. I don't know, but I know that this little boy needs to be protected. I talked to this little boy's sister, and she's astounded that all of this is going on, but she was like, well, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take some time, to figure out what to do. And I'm like, time is the one thing that, a child in trouble really don't have, because that parent can come home drunk or whatever and hit that kid one time and hit that child the wrong way. That little kid can bump into something, bump his or her head on something sharp. That's all. That's all it takes. So time is not, time is not going to get it. I think there's some reactions, some things need to be done now. I just don't know what. And that's part of the reason why I'm making this video. I need to know where to start. I'm going to school for human services, guys. And the things that I know to do, that little boy would be in the system. So it's touchy because this little boy is close to me. He's my family. And I don't know what to do. Me personally, I am not in a position to take anybody's child. I ain't even got none of my own. But there are people in the family that are in that position. And all I know is that if they're going to speak up, they got to be ready to deal with the consequences. Because I know that they're ready to speak up, but they have to be ready to deal with the whole situation. And I'm not sure if they are or not. You guys, it's just so sad, you know. It's just so sad because you don't want to think about a little person that you love, you know, being hurt, not being safe. You don't want to. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts so bad. And then you feel so helpless when you know exactly where the little boy is, but you know, you can't get in. You're still on the outside looking in. And it's just a situation that can really drive you insane, you know, thinking about it and not knowing what to do about it does not help. But if you all have any feedback, if anybody out there have been through this situation personally or has known somebody that has, please leave me some feedback. Leave some comments and let me know what could possibly be done about it, or how to even approach it, the situation, to start to deal with it. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be done now because I'll go on and on because it is something that's on my mind. And you guys know, if something's on my mind, I'm gonna talk about it, you know, on my channel, on my platform. I really don't care who don't like it. And I really wish I could have, even though I think I did. For the people that know me, y'all, you pretty much know my story time. And I'm telling you that this is a story time that's real, and it is. Yeah. I just, give me some advice. You know, I'm open to hear, you know, some feedback. Let me know what to do or what to advise the family to do or something, okay? So, with that being said, everybody, stay tuned in tomorrow for another video. If I get any news about this topic, I will definitely come back and update you all. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned in.